Dear students, before go to the next question based on the chromosomal disorders. So, when it comes to the chromosomal disorders occurs because of the unbalanced set of chromosomes called as aneuploidy. So, aneuploidy occurs due to the non-disjunction of chromosomes during anaphase, that is failure of chromosomal movements during the anaphase. See, for example, if there are 46 chromosomes in a reproductive cell and which has 44 autosomes plus X and Y chromosome. So, in this case, if the two gametes are formed, one gamete should receive 22 autosomes and one X chromosome. Another gamete should receive 22 autosomes and one Y chromosome. Sometimes maybe because of several reasons. So, one of the gametes will receive 22 autosomes and both the X and Y chromosome, other gamete will receive only 22 autosomes and the absence of sex chromosomes. For example, this is a sperm. Sperm has only autosomes, no allosomes or sex chromosomes. Now, it is going to fertilize an egg which has 22 autosomes plus one X chromosome. So, the individual going to be born will have 44 autosomes and then only one X chromosome, other X chromosome is absent. So, this is how the chromosomal abnormalities causes several type of disorders. Now, based on this, let us see one question. So, in which of the following disease the individual has one less X chromosome? For example, let us see the option A, Turner syndrome. So, in case of Turner syndrome, the individual have normal autosomes, that is 44 autosomes, and only one X chromosome, other X chromosome is absent. Now, the option B is Klinefelter syndrome. So, in case of Klinefelter syndrome, see for example, if the gamete has 22 autosomes and then both the X chromosomes, and then the sperm carrying 22 autosomes and one Y chromosome, and these two fertilize, the offspring will have 44 autosomes, then X and Y chromosome. So, this XXY syndrome is called as a Klinefelter syndrome, that also occurs because of non-disjunction of chromosomes. Then option C is a Bleeder's disease. So, Bleeder's disease is the allosomal linked, X chromosome linked recessive gene disorder. So, wherein there is a clotting factor called as clotting factor 8 will be absent. Due to the absence of this clotting factor, the blood clot delays, and delayed blood clotting results in loss of blood, and then hemophilia is also called as Bleeder's disease. So, in case of Down syndrome, as I already know that, so in case of Down syndrome, the 21st pair of chromosomes, that is autosomes, will have one extra chromosome, and that is called as a trisomy. The trisomy causes the Down syndrome. So, in this particular question, when you consider all the options, the option A is the correct one, because in case of Turner syndrome, the autosomes remain same, absence of one X chromosome. So, that is the correct option is option A, Turner syndrome. Dear students, let us see one more question. The genes which remain confined to differential region of Y chromosome are. See, there are genes for somatic characters present on X chromosome or Y chromosome. If the genes for somatic characters present on X chromosome are called sex linked genes, and the inheritance pattern is called sex linked inheritance, and X chromosome is common for both males and females, the genes present on X chromosome also called as sex linked genes, and the inheritance pattern is called sex linked inheritance. But there are several genes present on Y chromosome which are being inherited from father to the son, and they are called as Y-linked genes, and the pattern of inheritance is called as Y-linked inheritance. See, for example, there is hypertrichosis. So, hypertrichosis is also commonly called as hair on ear pinna. This is a genetic character which is being associated with the Y chromosome and being inherited from father to the son, and such type of inheritance is called Y-linked inheritance. It is also called as Hollandric inheritance. Hollandric inheritance, and the genes are called as a Hollandric genes. Now, let us take up the options. A. Autosomal genes. B. Hollandric genes. C. Completely sex-linked genes, and D. Mutant genes. Now, when it comes to the A, autosomal genes, I already told you the genes are present on Y chromosome. Y chromosome they asked. Y chromosome is not a autosome, it is a allosome. So, option B is a Hollandric genes. So, the genes present on Y chromosome are called as Hollandric genes, and hence the correct option in this particular question is called option B, Hollandric genes. Dear students, let us see one more question. Which one of the following conditions in humans is correctly matched with its chromosomal abnormality or a linkage? Let us take up options. Option A, Down syndrome. So, Down syndrome is 44 autosomes plus XO. So, in case of Down syndrome, the 44 autosomes remain same, and there will be one extra autosome associated with the 21st pair of chromosomes, and then XX will be in the females and XY in case of males. But in this option, the absence of one X chromosome they have shown, and this is associated with the Turner syndrome. And option B is Klinefelter syndrome. So, in case of Klinefelter syndrome, they will have 44 autosomes that remain same, and XXY there will be one extra X chromosome in the males. And option C is color blindness, that is Y linked. So, color blindness is associated with the X chromosome, not with the Y chromosome. And option D is erythroblastosis fetalis. It is not associated with the sex chromosomes. Erythroblastosis fetalis occurs due to Rh incompatibility. So, Rh is a rhesus factor. If a mother is negative and the father is a positive, and the child which is Rh positive, and it will initiate erythroblastosis fetalis, wherein RBC of the fetus will be destroyed by the antibodies of the mother. So, when you consider all these things, which one of the following conditions in humans is correctly matched with chromosomal abnormality or a linkage? So, the option B is the correct option, that is in Klinefelter syndrome there are 44 autosomes and 2 X and 1 Y chromosome.
ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನೀವು ದಿವಿಗೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇದೇ ಥರ ನೂರಾರು ವೀಡಿಯೋಸನ್ನು ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ.